should they act is a good question. I think the number that's been reported that Man United want, I'm not sure Chelsea would be willing to pay for Alejandro Garnacho. Like Dan says, there is an opening on that left-hand side because really Jadon Sancho is the only natural left winger. And, even he played a lot of his best football at Dortmund on the right. And on the right, Chelsea have Madueke, they have Pedro Neto, who's better on the right. Estavio's coming in the summer, who's also a right winger. So there is. I can't say I watched Chelsea's defeat at Manchester City and I've watched all the Chelsea when they drop points this season and think they're crying out for a left winger. I do think they need numbers in those positions. I'm just not sure Alejandro Garnacho is the answer. I think he's similar and different, I think, to the Chelsea wingers. I think, he's shown moments of absolute brilliance at United. But I also think there has been some issues with his attitude, or for whatever reason, he's been left out of squads before, similar to Noni Madueke at Chelsea. I think that he's a little bit inconsistent. His decision-making isn't always great, but I think that is expected for a winger of his age. He's still young, still very inexperienced. But again, I don't think a young, inexperienced winger is what Chelsea need right now. I think it's the total opposite, to be perfectly honest.
If you think about Garnacho, I think we're at a point right now where he's almost underrated because we've been overexposed to a player that last season he was a teenager. Last season he scored a goal in an FA Cup final. He scored one of the most iconic goals in Premier League history in terms of that overhead kick against Everton. He contributed massively to a Manchester United team that did struggle but did also win a trophy. And so a player that has so much upside and is still so young, I can understand why people are questioning the price tag, but he's got a lot of ability and they relied on him heavily, Manchester United, last season. I understand that the fit might not be perfect at Chelsea, but Chelsea do need bodies in wide areas and he's got that attacking impetus. He wants it. When you talk about mentality, he's a player that shows that he wants all and he wants all right now. Whether he's consistent enough, that remains to be seen. I think that comes with age. But I really like the profile of this player and he could... When you look at Chelsea and you look at what Chelsea are trying to do in terms of the profile players they're bringing in, the age of the players that they're bringing in, Garnacho fits into that. And if there's an opportunity, Chelsea owners, Clear Lake and Todd Boehly, have shown that they are opportunistic in the market. And I believe that if the opportunity presents itself with Garnacho, I can't see why a team like Chelsea